Now, in connection to what you just said, what is the nature of recent debates on Brahmins or Brahminism, as they call it, and what does it tell us about the community in India?
See, one thing is very clear today. The pathetic state of affairs of the European experience and Indian struggle to sort of own up the story. See, one of the difficulties, I can't own up others' experience. Now, if it is not my cultural experience, I cannot own up. I can intellectually make sense of, if possible. Yes. Otherwise, I can't own it. Now, Europeans built a story. That's the reason from the beginning I've been hesitant to say that it is a conspiracy or none of them, because this is how they experienced India, because they had a prior experience. Now, if you look at the contemporary debate on Brahminism, I will take few examples. Recently, for instance, in Karnataka, there was this film actor who was an educated graduate from US who came here. And he actually, his name is Chaitra, and you leveled a charge on many people that Brahminism, and that spurred a debate. It became a very large debate. And one of the important things that they were saying, that no, Brahminism is not about Brahmins. Okay, that sounds interesting. And this is not a new idea. There are a large number of people who actually keep saying it. Now, very interestingly, the people who say Brahminism has to be somehow corrected, eradicated, etc., are the people I have seen consistently becoming victim. For instance, to give you an example, Professor U.R. Anantmurthy was a champion. He was fighting against the Brahminism. And in probably 2006, 7, 8, his son-in-law used to run this journal called Deshakala. And one special issue that they brought in, a large number of intellectuals whom they really groomed, leveled a charge against Professor Anantmurthy saying this is Brahminical. He was completely clueless on how to respond to it, and they shut down this Deshakala magazine later. I don't know why did they shut it down, but there was a coincidence that this charge that was leveled on them. So recently, for instance, one of our greatest secular champion, Arundhati Roy, was leveled with this charge that she is Brahmanical. And Arundhati Roy had to really come on a very, tension back foot. And then she had to clarify that she is not Brahminical, she has no connection. In order to say, it is very interesting, you should read her response. Now, in order to say that she is not Brahminical, so one of the route that she was trying to say, that it is, her parents were not Brahmins. That's the argument route that she was trying to say. Right. Now, if Brahminism has nothing to do with the Brahmins, then why should you go and take this route of difference? Now, worst, recently, in Clubhouse, there was a discussion that I went and I was a listener. And in this discussion, so in Karnataka, for instance, there is Brahmanya in Lingayata and Vakaliga. So there was an entire discussion. Lingayataralli, Vakaligaralli, Brahmanya. So apparently they were trying to find out Brahmanya in Lingayats and Vakaligas. Right. Now, there are any number of things which are worst on this earth becomes Brahmanya. So finally, if you look at all this debate put together, all these people started with a high pitch saying that Brahminism has nothing to do with Brahmin as a jati. It's a kind of mindset. Now there is a new proposal in multiple languages in India that is happening, that they wanted to build organization of the writers excluding Brahmins. Right. That's the way to fight forward for, to take the fight against Brahminism, further. Now, if Brahminism has nothing to do with the Brahmins, why should Brahmins be not part of such a thing? So therefore, it brings you back to this question. Now, what is Brahminism? Mm-hmm. Now, to give you an example, here, at least in India, I can understand. Whether they're connected or not, you can talking about Brahminism might at least make sense. I'm not sure in whatever way, but for an argument, let's assume that. So there was a American post-colonial, Dorothy Fabuera. She has a book. In her book title, I have forgotten the book title, but half the title is Brahminization of the Theory. Theories of alterity and Brahminization of theory, something like that. Right. Now, what is that in the academic circles in America, in the university? She is reflecting on how certain kind of theorization process is controlled by somebody, some set of group of people. For that, what is the description? Brahminization of theory. That becomes the title of it. That's a research. So therefore, Brahminism is something that which means nothing actually.
Yes.
And the only thing that you can do is that you can add anything which you don't like.
Yes.
All that is fascism, communalism, terrorism, to every damn thing that is, you can say because it has no meaning as such the way these people use. If you want to talk about how, for instance, Indian text talked about Brahman. No, Mahabharata discusses Brahmanya. There are a large number of things. And they talk about Brahmanya in a specific way, what it means too. There is extraordinary clarity. Now, this discussion of what constitutes Brahminism has no meaning, cannot have any meaning because it is not part of our experience. Because it is European experience. And if you see from that way, what did Europeans do? See, this Brahminism was their hatred to the priestly class. And this was Protestants' hatred towards the Catholic priests and the Christian hatred towards the Levites. Now, all that were bundled together and they were attacked as attack on Brahminism. That's why they were cunning, they were cheating. Anything which is immoral, anything unethical, anything which is horrible in this world, you put that and say this is Brahminism, it goes today. Now, in order to talk about, is this Brahminism? For instance, take the claim. Brahminism is a particular kind of a mindset. Now, if you say mindset, it should be recognizable. Today, we are psychologically, you go to any neurologist, psychiatrist, there is schizophrenia. Now, they will go, there are symptoms, there are methods of diagnosing it, there are investigating procedure. You can say, these are the properties, this property 1, 2, 3 makes it X. This makes it Y. Now, if Brahminism is particular kind of mindset, then you should be able to characterize. Now, every time, oh, I was walking on the road, that Brahmin fellow saw me. That's Brahminism. He saw me one type. That is Brahminism. So, anything and everything. So, now the recent argument is, now actually, Taliban is not actually Taliban. This Brahminism is Taliban. So, many people said it.
Yes.
So, the Taliban is an organization run by Islamic terrorists. And that is not Taliban itself. This Brahminism is apparently Talibanism. So therefore, anything in the world, fascism to Nazism to any rape, making rape, every damn thing can be put in Brahminism because there is no way of verifying. And nobody knows what the hell this Brahminism is. And the only way, only people who could have made sense is this European 19th century, 20th century Europeans. In their experience, they had hatred to the priestly class. That's why when they speak about Brahmins, they speak very, very, very consistently. Okay. Now, it is there in their experience, in European experience. And it is nothing to neither true nor false about it. That's why you can say anything goes. So, Swara Bhaskar was a champion. Suddenly she did Griha Pravesha. Now, doing Griha Pravesha becomes Brahminical. Now she has been outcast. Because she has become Brahminical. And there was this professor in Oxford or Cambridge, I guess in UK, some one of these places. So she gives a call to abolish Brahminism. Government should abolish it. There is nothing wrong. You don't know what they are abolishing.
Right.
As long as, see, these things do not exist in the real world.
Yes.
They have nothing to do with the real world, but they are true insofar as the experience of the Europeans are concerned. Europeans see that. This is connected with your question earlier. Why is it dismantling Hindutva program? Why is that these people go? Now, when they speak, they see something very significant because it is the secular version of Christian theology, which is actually driving them.
Yes.
Very legitimate, right? But when Indians participate, be it whether Indian Christians, Indian Muslim, whomever, just because they're Indian Christian doesn't mean that they know they have become Christians like the Europeans. No, they're not. And neither they understand anything in the secular way of living. So therefore, they look like jokers. That's why when you look at Indians tweeting on some of these issues, Indians are writing on this, you realize, oh my God, that's what this is the response most of the sensible people would do.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.